Hello, Vanessa Webb here, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia. I am showing you today some techniques, or a technique that you can use with your Christmas rose stamp set. Now this stamp set is available only for a limited time, and at the end of November, in fact, is the cutoff. So if you haven't yet got any of the Christmastime is here suite of products, you can pick products out individually. You can get the stamp set with the framelits as a bundle and save 10%. And there's some beautiful accessories like the gold glitter enamel dots and the shimmer ribbon, and even a bracelet, and of course the beautiful paper, which I'm not going to be showing you today, but I've been playing with that too. So yeah, limited time suite available in my store only until November 30. So make sure you grab what you'd like to add to your collection. Today, what I'm going to be using is this stamp here from the Christmas Rose stamp set, and it's the larger one of the two. I've got it here on my block. Now this one also is a rubber stamp, so unlike the other stamps in the set of stamps, the first case actually has photopolymer stamps in it. Because they're photorealistic. If you have a look at the image there, it just fills in the outline of the rose for you. But you can also just play with the outline itself, and I'm going to be adding some colour with my Stampin Blends today. So what we're going to do is, first of all, this is the card we're making, so let me show you how I do it. We're first of all going to be stamping on to some Blushing Bride cardstock, and I'm going to be stamping with my Versamark. So I'll put my stamp upside down like that and just ink up. I've used my Stampin' Buddy just so that I don't get the embossing powder where I don't want it to be. And I'm just going to bring it onto the corners like that. And again here. This one I might not bring on so much, might just leave a little bit of space. And there's a smaller rose there which is really nice to colour in, so I might focus on that part of the stamp. So you can see it's given a nice watermark effect on the Blushing Bride, but I want to add my powder there before the Versamark dries. So we're going to use silver Stampin' Emboss powder. And I'm using my card base as a tray. This is a really, really handy way to keep your powder from spreading all over your work surface. I'm just going to add a little bit more on there, and I'll just give it a flick. Because I've used my buddy though, it should only be sticking to where my Versamark is. So I'm going to pour that back in. And then I'm going to grab my heat gun and give it a squirt. To move your heat gun around, not very quickly anyway, so just move it around very slowly and do one end, and then I just do the other end. Okay, so that's done. Now if I bring in my original card, you'll see, because we're colouring onto the Blushing Bride, it's the roses that are brought out, and they've got some really nice highlights where I haven't used the colour. So let me show you what colours I'm going to bring in. I'm using the Floaty Flamingo Light and Dark, and I'm also going to use the Rococo Rose, the light and the dark of that, just for the berries. So let me just going to use the paintbrush end, and all I've done is I've actually started, sorry, I used the wrong one. I'm going to start with the dark. So I'm going to put the dark close to where the lines are, and you'll see that, yeah, your embossing actually resists the ink, and it provides a really easy outline to follow. So the idea of putting the dark sort of closest to the lines is so that you create that shadow effect, which looks really, really pretty. So it ends up that you've got lots and lots of highlights without having to use your colour lifter, because we're actually only colouring part of these petals, not the whole petal, as you'll see. So I'll just use that closest to each of the lines, and then I'm going to come in with the lighter colour of the Floaty Flamingo, and I'm just going to trace a line. I'm not even blending very much, I'm just going right next to that dark line, the dark Floaty Flamingo, with my paintbrush tip, so that it provides just a graduation of the colour. I'm going to concentrate a little bit more in the centre of the rose too, because I want that to be quite a bit darker than the rest of it. So let me just show you up close. You can see how, yeah, that's really brought out the shape of the rose, and it looks a lot more 3D. Now with the darker one, of course, yeah, you can start off with the darker, and I'm just going to colour in a few of these, because all I do is just use the smaller end, because these are a lot smaller, these images, and the berries look really nice. If you colour not all of them in, you can leave some of them, the pink that's going to shine through, that comes through from your Blushing Bride cardstock. You don't actually need to colour in all of your berries. So I'm just going to dot a few more just in the lighter Rococo Rose, and leaving a couple of those little berries blank, as I said. So if I bring my original back in again, you'll see, yeah, see how the lovely, the embossing gives you a really, really nice highlighted effect. And it really does look quite gorgeous. Here is a blue version, and I've used the gold embossing powder on this one, and Night of Navy, and the Seaside Spray, I think it's called, and the gold ribbon that you get in the suite actually goes with this colour scheme, because I've used the gold powder, and I've just frayed that a little bit to give a bit more of a delicate look there. And if you're wanting to do another version, here's a purple version with the new purple colour from the In Colours, and I can't remember the name of it, and Purple Posy, that's it, and a darker purple just to kind of set that off in the background. But I've used the copper embossing powder for this one. So you can see the difference between the three different metallics in the embossing. And yeah, it's a really fun technique. You're not actually using a lot of your blends ink. You're only using some highlighted areas. You're using it for some highlighted areas. So it's really quite economical on your products, but it really does give a beautiful effect to this technique. I hope you give it a try. Thanks so much for watching, and if you would like to see any of these products, just go to my store and you can search for them by name. If you would like a catalogue or some more information about the Christmastime is Here suite, let me know, and I can send you off an email with all that information in it. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.